mint chocolate.
Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast. We're coming to you live from Cole Creative in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells. I'm the founder and editor of NEPA Scene.
I'm John Popko. I work for Time Shamrock Communications and Radio for Rock 107, ESPN Radio, and Alt 92.1. And I'm also the Saturday night host of Alt Natives at 9 p.m., where I play an hour of the area's best local music.
And my name is Brittany Boot, and I'm the owner of Boot Photography Studio.
And tonight we're here with Wilkes-Barre's Chris Bohinski, who is also known as Boh the Smile Guy.
That's me.
And the creator of New York City Smile for Me, where he interviews celebrities and asks them what makes you smile. So tonight we're going to answer that very question. And before he hosts the first annual Smile Day in Wilkes-Barre Township, we're going to talk about staying happy and positive in an increasingly negative world. Our area's own cynicism and how we combat that. His unique celebrity experiences, talking to some really cool people. The purpose of Smile Day, and much, much more. So stay tuned, join our conversation, and if you stick around, leave some comments, some questions, things like that. We're also going to be giving away 311 tickets tonight. 311 are playing at the Sands Bethlehem Event Center next Thursday, October 26th. So we're going to give those tickets away later on in the show. So if you want to win, leave some comments down below and let us know. Give us a shout out, and we may pick you. But before we get to the interview, we have some beers to drink.
Always have beer to drink. Beer makes me smile.
Oh, there it is. Interview done.
That's
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah.
So, we have 3 beers from Beer Boys from Susquehanna Brewing Company. They're actually doing a tap takeover right now with Susquehanna Brewing Company at Beer Boys on North Washington Street in Wilkes-Barre. So they have a pumpkin cask with vanilla and coffee beans. Orange is the new ale. Raz the roof, just a regular pumpkin, and the pumpkin through a Randall of Ghirardelli. Ghirardelli. White chocolate wafers.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
so
that you can only get
at Beer Boys.
At Beer Boys,
Because
they
it's
have a
through the Randall,
to put that
right.
stuff through.
Did I say Randall last week, or did I say something else?
I thought you said Randall.
You said Randall.
I'm pretty positive. I have to go back.
I thought I was saying like Radler maybe or something like that. No, but tonight we have the 3 beers. Orange is the new ale, the pumpkin through the Randall of the Ghirardelli white chocolate wafers, and the pumpkin cask with vanilla and coffee beans.
So which one are we trying first? Do you want to sample?
Oh my! I feel like that Ghirardelli one sounds like it was made at Wonka's factory. So,
All right.
Let's start with that.
Let's go with that
Yeah,
one.
I agree.
Start
I
with
second
dessert.
that. Oh yeah.
Right?
That's not the one.
It's the middle.
That's not the one either.
A game.
Bingo.
Here we go.
All right.
That could have been one of the games.
That's true.
For the viewers to pick which one is the
The first to go.
Yeah.
They can maybe pick.
See, Johnny
pick
just
the
chugs
later
the first
ones.
one,
Yeah.
and then we go to the next ones.
It's like beer.
Now, a Randall is a circulation system. I had to look that up a couple weeks ago.
Right, so you can infuse the
you can-
beer, which he does. Well, let me pour these and I'll give him. you
Sure.
Pass them around.
But
Are you a beer drinker?
pretty cool.
I am tonight.
For
Yeah.
this especially, right?
Yeah, so Ryan has a lot of fun with the Randall. He's always infusing stuff with gummy worms and chocolate wafers and all that good stuff, and you can only get it at Beer Boys. 72 beers on
72
tap.
beers on tap.
Wow.
North Washington Street, Wilkes-Barre. They actually have a good crowd right there. I was picking this beer up, and they have a good crowd for the tap
Oh, yeah?
takeover, which
This is amazing.
Is it?
It's the best thing.
Are we not cheersing?
Cheers. Cheers, Rich.
Cheers.
Hold
Not
on.
you, Johnny.
Hold on.
Oh.
Eat a dick. I
And
saved some spit for you, Gerard. Sorry.
Cheers. Let's.
Beggars
Cheers to you
can't.
too, Gerard.
And this is called. What's the name of this one?
This is their pumpkin ale, but it's infused with Ghirardelli white chocolate.
Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli.
I keep saying Ghirardelli, like Gerard.
I'm assuming that's Italian chocolate.
Ghirardelli.
Oh, a chocolate.
Although
Is that-
technically white chocolate is not really chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, they just
Well-
call it that.
Yeah, there's no cocoa in it.
I know, it kind of blows your mind when you think about it.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Is that something common that people
I didn't know.
know?
I guess I'm just full of trivia.
Fun facts with Rich Howell.
Yeah. Next we'll do the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, we were talking about Ninja Turtles because they're on my shirt. So if you ever want to know anything about the Ninja Turtles, which I can't imagine any of you would, but if you do,
Why
by all
wouldn't
I
you,
was
means,
though?
interested. The
Ask
original
away.
drawings were black and white.
Yes, the original comic was black and white. So
Can you name the first color movie in the year?
Color television was invented in 1954. Or it
First-
was brought into the United States.
Color movie was The Wizard of Oz, and it was 1939.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I Love Lucy, I think, was one of the first.
One of the
Color
first shows,
television
yeah,
shows,
yeah.
absolutely.
And I Love Lucy, I
Then
think, was
maybe
also
my
no.
fact is wrong.
It was the Flintstones that were the first show to show a man and a woman in bed together in the same bed. Like if you remember I Love Lucy, they had
Yeah.
separate beds in their bedroom.
Right. Yeah.
That's how it should be now.
Fun facts.
This is like the
separate-
cast of the Wizard
separate.
of Oz right here.
Right.
Dorothy.
Yes.
And who would you guys be?
I guess I'd be the Tin Man because he's the tall guy, right?
I can see that.
And you're heartless.
Yes,
Oh.
that is true.
I would say the Beard, the Lion, right?
Oh,
Ah, there
would
you
be
go.
the-
Sure.
What would you be?
I would be the Scarecrow because, he's in there from the beginning, so most camera time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right? Now
Right.
Dorothy was one of my nicknames when I was a little girl. It really was. Yeah. My
That's
uncle used to call me Dorothy.
For that
Because of-
reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, he manifested, look at
Yeah.
So years later, now that you're.
I also
you're
played
living it.
Annie in a play, which is pretty predictable, I guess. The sun'll come out tomorrow.
Will you stop that?
I'm sorry. That
You're
was
obviously
gonna
not
That
a
was
fan
a
of
high
musicals.
key.
not that, but she was singing a stupid song before.
I
and
know.
I'm
No,
like, I
every,
think that-
he's gonna be stuck in his head all night. You'll be singing that one
Earworms.
too in a couple months.
Yeah, earworms, right?
All right, let's get through our other sponsors. We're going to give a shout out to the Keys in downtown Scranton. This Thursday is their open mic. Friday, Philly rock band Under This Fire is playing their fusion of rock, folk, and blues. And this Saturday is the Post-Fire Comedy Bonanza, which follows the bonfire at the Iron Furnaces. So if you're going to that, stop by the Keys afterwards for a comedy show with many comedians you've seen on our open mics and on this very show, including Elliot, Russell Austin, Ted Hebert, Angelia Petrillo, Brian Walsh, Adam Nepper, and Joey Teppadino. And the Kirby Center in Wilkes-Barre is also a sponsor. They have Arla Guthrie on October 27th, Evil Dead the Musical on October 30th, Bleachers on November 2nd, and they made some cool announcements recently, which you can read on NEPAscene.com. Alice Cooper, Power Rangers Live, Cabinet, the Oak Ridge Boys, Wilkes-Barre's own Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen playing Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute. So check out the website for details on all those shows. And Loyalty Barbershop as well. We want to give them a shout out. They have locations in Scranton, Archibald, and their new shop in Wilkes-Barre on South Main Street. Alrighty.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
End scene.
I think we got through everything. All right,
We digressed pretty bad before.
we did. Well,
What's
let's
all the facts?
let's get,
So sorry. Okay, here
let's
we are.
get back on track.
And here we are.
With Chris here.
Yes.
Now, give us a little background on who you are and what you do and why you started this project.
After college, I got degrees during my time in college, both in chemistry and musical theater. I had lots of interests, but after I graduated, my heart and passion was to move to New York City to pursue performing. I sometimes would say, oh, I want to be on Broadway, but really what I meant is I wanted to be on a stage in front of people doing some sort of live entertainment or something that is more of a one take, you got one shot to do it in.
Sure.
So I moved to New York City in April 2014, and after living there for about a year, I met a industry producer from a television show, and the relationship we had in terms of him giving me advice of this is maybe what you should do next, because I mean I moved to New York City with no friends, no family, no connections with anything.
Right.
He had suggested that I create a blog, and I did not know really what a blog was. I was not a follower of blogs online, and I said, well, what should I create it about? And he said, anything. Whatever you do, it'll probably be good. And I guess I took that as a boost of confidence, and one day at the gym, I watch a lot of Shark Tank. And I was at the gym, and Shark Tank was on, and one of the products that they were selling was maybe only for like one gender. It wasn't for both male and female. And one of the sharks had said, I'm only going to invest in a product if it's something that is applicable for everyone or the masses. And when I heard that, I thought, maybe then my blog should be something that is for everyone. And the first thing that came to my mind was smiling. Oh, everyone smiles, like could be about smiling. So I had written a few blog posts under this domain of NYC Smile for me, and was just answering the question, what makes you smile? I was answering that question. So if I was working on a production shoot one cold winter evening and someone brought me a hot chocolate from the craft services table. So I wrote a blog post about receiving a hot chocolate that I did not ask for, but was so appreciated at that time. And after a few written blog posts with a few of my more well-known friends, Paige Davis of Trading Spaces, there's a new season coming on. She wrote one of the original blog posts on my Smile mission. And after a few of those, I was working on the television show So You Think You Can Dance, and I was having an interaction with one of the judges, Jason Derulo, and I had asked him and introduced myself really to him as a blogger, although I only had the blog for a few, honestly at that time, not even probably 2 weeks, but I took it upon myself to introduce myself as a blogger. And when he expressed interest in wanting to help me out, I told him straight up, I know you're not going to write something for my site.
Right.
So in that instant, I thought, how about if I just pull my phone out, you answer this question that I write about, what makes you smile, and then that'll be your contribution. We did that in the dressing room. I posted it on social media, and a lot of my friends freaked out because I guess it wasn't the normal photo that someone may get with a celebrity or a well-known personality.
Sure.
It was a video of me talking with Jason Derulo. Yeah. And after that day and noticing the spike in activity and engagement from that one singular video post, kind of the wheels and gears turned in my mind and said, maybe this is what NYC Smile for me should be or could be. So just slowly over the past, I haven't had it for not 2 years yet, but it's just slowly been snowballing into this video medium where I have a YouTube web show where I go out to various Broadway show openings or film premieres or one-on-one interviews with folks and ask them that question, what makes you smile? And we upload episodes, and I gotten such a great response from people although it's just a simple 4-word question, what makes you smile?
Right. Well, I think it's something that everybody can relate to in some form or another. I mean, everybody has an answer to that in some form or another. Were you surprised by any of the answers that you got from people you asked?
A lot of the interviews, again, we have to remember that when I'm on these red carpets or press lines, a lot of the people that I'm talking to are coached to be or try to be funny or try to give witty remarks. So sometimes the occasional celebrity will say, "Oh, you make me smile," or "Oh, nothing makes me smile." And then after we get done with the little 2 seconds of chit chat, when they really look at that question and examine it as a, wow, I've never maybe been asked that, that's when the great answers come through. You know, I work a lot with Morgan Freeman, and during his interview, he's actually done 2 with me, he talked about beekeeping. I mean, who knows that Morgan Freeman has working bees on his ranch in Mississippi?
Yeah.
You know, like, where is he ever going to talk about that? And
Right.
of course, I followed up with my love of birds and bird watching. You know, so something that I guess normally wouldn't be talked about in an interview. And I mean, other folks have talked about, one Broadway actress talked about how she smiles a lot when she makes her homemade ice cream with her KitchenAid mixer, but the mixer is only in LA, not in New York City. So she can only make this ice cream in LA. And she like toasts coconut and chops up chocolate and gets pecans and crushes them in her mixer. And after the end of that interview, she looked me right in the eye and said, "I bet you'll never hear an answer like that again, nor will I ever say that ever again in my life to anyone." You know, so it's such a great...
It seems like a question that people want to answer.
Yeah.
They're almost like refreshed after answering the question because it kind of breaks up their whole monotony of, you know, the standard interview questions and the standard lines and the personality that they're, you know, kind of not obligated to be, but, you
Exactly,
know,
yeah.
their job almost. So it kind of like breaks into that and it gives people a moment to be themselves for a second, which I think is probably really refreshing, especially for people that are in an industry where they're in the public eye so much, and they always have to be on, you know?
Right.
So it gives them a little moment of, like, with celebrities, we have this way of, you know, they're almost not human,
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
to us. So it kind of, like, gives them a little break and lets them be human for a second while they're in this world of media and cameras and, you know, interviews and microphones. And so I think that that's probably a little bit of why people are so receptive to it.
Yeah, and when I do ask that question, you know, at these events that are specifically for the opening of a Broadway show or at a film premiere, you know, they're expecting you to ask, "Oh, who do you play?" or, you know, "How was it working with that
Yeah.
director?"
They probably answer the same question a dozen times going through the line.
They're so prepared, you know, to answer these
Right.
questions and be like, "Oh, it's so lovely, and I'm so humbled, and wow, this is such a great experience." But like,
"Oh, my shoes are this, or my
yes,
suit
and
is this."
oh, I just absolutely
Yeah.
love it in my hair, you know. So like, they're just not. They're almost taken off guard, but not in a way that's rude, because
Right.
I feel like a lot of times an interviewer could be pressured to be kind of like cut to the point, and we needed an answer. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not rude, and it's like I just think it's great. I think
I
people feel
appreciate
refreshed.
that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I think it just makes them smile. I really do.
And now we're talking about it on NEPA Scene.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah,
Now you've hit the big time, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, I mean, really,
You really have been doing all this just to get to
Right.
this moment right
Right.
here.
Clearly.
what you...
If you could share with your networks, it would be great.
Yeah, but that's it. I don't have an agent. I'm not affiliated with any networks. I'm not with any sort of company. So it's definitely been a battle and still is a struggle to get clearance, to get passes to these events.
Oh, absolutely.
But, I mean, just for you guys, like, what NEPA Scene is bringing to Northeastern PA, Wyoming Valley, I mean, Pennsylvania is great. And, I mean, to have this outlet that not only is sharing content visually, I mean, to do it, I mean, I guess everything is visually unless it's audio, but, you know, to have so many different mediums with,
It's out there.
you know, that's great. And I mean, that makes me smile. So I'm super grateful and thankful to have been invited here tonight to chat with you guys.
Yeah, we're super happy to have you.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate that.
So, what as you've gotten to know readers, what do because we obviously interact with our readers quite often. We'll get to.
is that
It
a
looks like
reader?
we have a bunch of comments there.
Uh-oh, really?
Yeah, we
People,
had
what are they saying? Get him off!
Some people asking about the tickets, I think.
Mark Williams said he couldn't hear us. Are we good now, Mark? Are you still here?
Maybe he needs a song, a reprise of the sun will come out.
Tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar. Sorry.
So it says you've gotten
I'm so
to know
sorry.
your readers. Are they looking for this kind? What kind of stuff are they looking to read about? Are they looking for the next celebrity interview? Or are they just looking to read about smiling or things in general, positivity, happiness, that sort of thing?
I think the notion that this Smile mission has a goal of spreading happiness, positivity, and joy through smiles is what I find the viewers that are actively engaging with my content are enjoying. It's great when there is someone that's recognizable that I'm talking with, or maybe my mom and I actually just a little over a week ago, we just interviewed Kristin Chenoweth.
I saw that video and it was amazing. I love her.
You know, she is one of my absolute favorite people in the world, and
In my next life, I want to come back as like a Southern Belle, like lady.
in your next life right now, why not?
We always joke. I'm from the most southern part of Wilkes-Barre. I always like joke like that.
South Wilkes-Barre. Anybody viewing from South Wilkes-Barre? Any part of Wilkes-Barre. It is definitely a great adage to have a name opposite me when I'm holding a microphone in front of them. But I mean, I've partnered with so many organizations or individuals that folks aren't necessarily well acquainted with. Just recently, there's a local girl, her name is Kylie Lauren. She began the nonprofit A Moment of Magic. They just had a superhero and princess run this past weekend here, but now she's in New York City doing that, and, you know, did a video with her that my mom and I knitted hats for her organization where she visits pediatric cancer kids patients in hospitals. You know, so there was no big name celebrity with me, but it got great user engagement and involvement because it was, I guess, just a wholesome, genuine way of sharing our smiles with others.
Now, with this being on the internet and something that we deal with on a pretty regular basis, there's a lot of negativity out there. There's a lot of people who want to be negative. There's a lot of people who seek out people who are positive to be negative to them, that sort of thing. Have you dealt with any sort of negativity? And if so, how do you deal with that?
I think so much of what I try to possibly not even view as negativity, if I were to get a mean comment, but again, who is to say what's mean or what's not mean? I almost use that as not fuel to even want to do more, but use that as a way of saying, even if you don't like what I do, or you don't smile, which, I mean, everyone smiles. If you are actively engaging or reaching out to someone because of something you saw, I mean, just that it sparked something in someone, I mean, unless it's something very bad or, catastrophic, I mean, just getting people to break out of a mold and to comment and create a conversation and, begin a round table of sorts, with ideas. I think that's great. And hasn't been much negativity in terms of people not liking what I do. I mean, I think the most negative thing with me is I have, not even with my Smile mission, I have a viral video on YouTube. I break crystal wine glasses with my voice. And I have
amazing.
A few videos.
Is that real?
It is, yes. And I've been on the Today Show with that. I've been in the New York Post.
That is
and
wild.
Have been on lots of, MTV, VH1, the whole gamut of shows.
We should have had you do that on the show.
Right?
We did not do our research here.
if I never could look at those YouTube comments that people from all over the world write. You know, of course, if you watch my video of me breaking the glass, especially the first one when it was just as a joke with my mom and dad in our living room.
Right. Here it is.
You know, I get very excited, and I have a reaction that might not necessarily be ear appeasing or appealing. To ward off of that, I would probably say fast forward to around the 2-minute mark, because again, it was just shouting.
On it.
But that's really, I mean, again, it's fun when people want to comment on things that, if you're saying something mean, say something nice, right? But again, we don't know what struggles or triumphs or that people really are battles from. Or people are dealing with. So if that's an outlet that they need to call me a name to make themselves feel better, well then maybe tomorrow when they think about it, they'll do something nice in its place. So
what is your take on? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with one of our other guests.
He's watching his YouTube video.
While I'm working while this guy's watching YouTube videos.
I'm doing research.
You can add to the counts. It's over 1 million.
Oh my gosh.
1,000,001 now.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about this on the show a couple of weeks ago with one of our other guests, just about how the area itself, northeastern Pennsylvania, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, is infamously negative in the sense that you know, we've been rated one of the saddest or most unhappy, most cynical places in the country, you know, in different polls and studies and things like that. You know, have you seen that here? Has that been your experience in this area?
The adage that people think or look upon their any hometown, I think is always something that is so inherently in any individual. When I went to college, or even just travel outside of the Wyoming Valley, I used to actually not like when I would hear someone use the term, you know, say, where are you originally from, Rich?
Oh, right.
So you're from Scranton.
Yeah.
So if I was from out of town, and we just met, and we see something that is peculiar, you can make a comment like, "Oh, only in Scranton would a poodle be walking down the street in a tutu." Like you know, like no, like that happens everywhere, you know. But everyone always thinks like, "Oh, their hometown is great," and they like bash it. But then really, everyone? Thank you. Everyone always. What's the phrase like? You can leave, but you'll always come back, or like you'll always return.
Like you could take the girl out of Wilkes-Barre, but you can't take the Wilkes-Barre.
That's one I didn't hear. They should sell that in the gift store
and
here.
Circles.
So I think there are definitely. Look, we lost one. That's negative. He was like, "I'm done."
Not like a stigma. Is it a stigma? No, it's like a stigma.
Astigmatism is
in your
eye.
But a stigma, not astigmatism.
Isn't it?
Like a stigma.
I have it in both.
Is that the word I'm looking for? A stigma?
Yeah, stigma.
Yeah.
Enigma.
Stigmatism. In the city.
What is an enigma? Is that like?
It's like I think it's like inside a nucleus.
An enigma?
That's
Any viewers know what an enigma is?
I call myself Johnny Enigma. Not really.
Oh.
But
we have Annie over here / Dorothy.
Annie / Dorothy.
You've had about 100 different nicknames.
yeah, well, Johnny goes with anything really.
That's true.
Yeah. But I
like that.
Well, I get made fun of a lot.
Why? Oh my gosh. He's the one doing the polls. He's the one saying the area is negative. No.
I get made fun of. No, regarding my wife, because she's beautiful, and it's like, how the hell did you get her?
Oh, throw some hearts up if you think this is a handsome fellow.
there you go.
They'll prove you wrong.
Anything? Nothing.
Amanda's got to be watching my heart, giving you a heart. There's
one.
Heart.
Oh,
all right, we got 1, 2, 3.
Brittany, no,
4.
I'm on it.
Holy shit!
I did it.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, do you have a nickname?
You love me. really love
No, I don't think I ever really had any. I mean, I go by Rich. I mean, my full name is Richard, obviously, but
I would have never guessed.
and did not. I mean, you know, when you're a kid, of course, the kids, as soon as they figure out, oh, Dick, I can call him Dick. You know, in grade school, they try that for a little while, but that's about it. Can't
Do
say
people
that
call you
I've
Boh?
One day when I was home visiting from New York City, back at home with my mom, Wilkes-Barre Township represent, we were talking about the notion of having a nickname for me. I mean, in high school, I always went by Bobo. That was, I played football and I was known as Bobo. When I went to college, some friends called me Bobo. A lot of just people called me Boh or Bohinski. And
Did you go to GAR?
I went to GAR and Holy Redeemer.
Okay.
So I was a combo
You
platter.
related to Tim Bohinski?
That's my brother.
Oh my gosh, I remember him. I used to hang out with him at the mall.
Oh, whoa! Wyoming Valley Mall.
Yeah.
Anybody watching this there right now? Probably in the
I don't
food,
know, I'm sure.
the food
I don't know if they're
court.
at the mall watching us, like at H&M. Like,
Yeah.
make sure they're like getting the scoop at NEPA.
Wait, this isn't broadcast there?
Yeah, it's just like in Times Square, like how like all like this, like this
Yeah,
like
they put
streets
us up
turn
on-
into us. Oh my god, we have to get on that.
We should.
Anybody H&M hookups?
You know,
Yeah.
for all
Usually
the,
I have H&M stuff on, but
for
Yeah,
like
I used to
the,
hang out
the
with them all the time.
5
We
people
actually, him
left
and I
that
had
go
a
to the
song.
mall.
Right.
wow.
It was Incubus.
Tim, we'll have to
Hey, Tim, it's
find
been,
that
like, 10
out.
years.
And my sister, Chesla, she's watching with her family too.
Yeah, that's
So
so
I'm
cool.
sure she's giving hearts. And my mom, she'll watch this later. She's never touched a computer in her life.
Oh.
Good
wow.
for
should
her.
have guessed
Yeah,
that because you guys
right?
kind of look alike.
Dewey, thank you.
There's some days
Totally.
where I wish I could say that.
Right. What beer is this?
So
Oh,
this
yeah, we
is
didn't
this
even
is
get into it.
awesome. Yeah, thanks for asking because I wanted to get into it, and I didn't know how to cut you guys off
Like I do all the time.
from
I'm
blabbing
bad. I can't help it.
about the malls. This is Susquehanna Brewing Company pumpkin with coffee and vanilla from a cask.
So
Again,
it's actually the
delicious.
same
Awesome.
beer we had before, but infused with the vanilla and coffee instead.
Yeah, but this is
of-
also in a cask, so it's
Right.
not gone. It has not gone through the
Right.
Randall.
Exactly. Yeah, this is brewed a little bit differently.
Amanda gave you 4 hearts. Just saying.
Wow, thank you, Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
That's Jack's wife.
Damn!
Oh,
She's a babe for sure.
Damn!
congratulations! I heard you were expecting. I hope that wasn't.
I
Like
feel
a
like
big
we're always making
announcement.
her more and more.
Yeah, you-
Right? Oh, yeah.
You just
Well,
blew
then,
it.
this just went viral. Then
You just blew it.
H&M. Guess what? Do they sell baby clothes?
I
No.
don't know. What?
I-
What,
we're
Rich?
gonna talk about this.
We got the beer. We got the vanilla. We
Oh,
got
it's
the coffee.
awesome.
It's SBC.
Yeah.
It's
It
delicious.
is.
I feel like I
quite
smell
good.
coffee.
You
Yeah.
should because
It's
Yep,
really good.
coffee and vanilla.
it smells awesome. It tastes great too.
It's definitely different from what we just had, where it was kind of the chocolate gave it that sweetness,
Right.
and kind of smoothed it out. This is kind of
I love
smooth
it.
in a different way.
It's very
with
good.
more
It almost
vanilla.
has like it's like a nitrous beer almost. Doesn't it have that?
Yeah.
I don't think it is, but
It tastes really good. This might be my favorite beer at Beer Boys on North Washington Street in Wilkes-Barre.
I was at a brewery this morning.
All right.
Really? Oh.
I was photographing the brewery.
I think I do like this one better, a little bit better than the previous one.
I do as well.
Although both are winners, so you
Total
should buy
winners.
both.
72 beers on tap.
All right,
72.
we have a couple of comments I want to read. Bruce Feist asks,
Bruce!
haven't seen Chris in years. What is this show regarding? It's regarding him.
Oh my
and what
gosh.
he's been up to. We're talking about smiling and positivity in the area that is often negative. Something that
Real quick.
we fight against.
Yes.
Real quick.
But,
So
I went to high school with Bruce. Hi, Bruce.
yeah,
Hey,
we'll
Bruce.
get. Well, I'll ask the question.
Super
later.
talented hair guy. I'll have to go. I need a new haircut soon.
Mike Peters says it might be the responding to you. That might be the most optimistic response to negative social media
That
reaction
was actually,
I've ever
I was
heard.
thinking the same thing. Like, that's literally, that was amazing
And
mentality. towards
Teresa
that.
Lynn says it's all about perspective. So
Yes.
so people are responding positively, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's something we
They
try
don't-
to
I feel like they
foster.
only respond negatively, like, on the comment section of WNEP and the Times Leader. Like that's like the only two places that I see it's really bad.
Which is it's why we try to get away from that. You know, as a site, we've tried to. At least I've done my best to cultivate people who want to be positive about the area. You know, who are sick of
your client
visiting
your
those
market is people that
media
want to be
sites.
positive about the area.
Yeah, exactly. Who are sick of reading those types of comments and being a part of that, because that negativity can bring you down. I've told real quick. I've told this story 100 times, but when I used to work in retail and I couldn't get a job in my field and writing and things like that, I hung around with a lot of people who were in the same boat and were negative about everything because they weren't happy with where they were in life. They couldn't, they graduated in all this debt and couldn't get a job and things like that, which is the reason why a lot of people our age are negative. And when I hung out with those people all the time, that just kind of breeded negativity. That's all we kept doing. And so I started to really think, like, I'm not a good writer. That's why I'm not getting any writing jobs, and it manifested itself in that. And then when I got into journalism and I got a full-time job and I started doing that kind of stuff, I hung out with people who were also doing things that they were passionate about, meeting people that were passionate about doing good things in the area and stuff. And it completely changed me and my perspective on myself, on the area, and everything else. So it's really about who you surround yourself with, too. It's not just your own attitude,
I think that's important.
which can be hard to keep up sometimes, if you're going through hard times or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really about who you surround yourself with.
One of my friends talked with me once about lots of people on a daily basis may find themselves in an elevator. And sometimes it may be awkward with a stranger if you're in there, but if you were to ask the question of like, the go-to maybe sometimes icebreaker with strangers is maybe to complain about the weather, which I was guilty of when I walked in. We have a great videographer here, Josh, intern here, Wilkes College senior, and I talked about the weather, and I maybe was complaining about it, but it was something that was maybe a common ground.
It's something that I think when people are immediately, not like to go too negative, but just to have some kind of disappointing reaction makes people feel comfortable too sometimes, instead of the opposite where coming into an elevator and being like, hey, it is amazing out there today. Like, people are like...
And you're like, I'm on the Ellen Show. Or, like where's John Quinones?
But there is a sense of comfort, I think, people find in that day-to-day...
That's so true.
Disappointment, and they're like, it's strange to think about because it's such a reality. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, no. Like, Brenda's on my case again. Like,
Brenda.
People are just like, but even, like, I found myself doing that even when I didn't mean it. Or, like, necessarily, like, I'd be having the best day ever, and I'd be like, you gotta roll the punches. And I'm just, like, walking away, like, why did I just say that? Because it makes people feel comfortable if, like, you're not, like, killing it every second all
Small
the time.
talk.
Or, like...
Right.
Not like, or just like super hyped all the time. Like, I think people are
it's sad because people think you're up to something.
Yeah.
And back to, like.
So you do it to make others feel comfortable, which is interesting.
Yeah, and asking this question of the what makes you smile, sometimes you can maybe initially see a hesitation because they think that there is some ulterior motive to that question, or I'm trying to get some sort of soundbite that is going to be not used in their favor.
Right.
But once they really
like you're out to get them.
Because literally the first question, I mean, when these handlers of these celebrities are brought to bring the people to me, the first thing I say to them is, what makes you smile? And, they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Looking for like...
Yeah, like, are you talking in Bluetooth?
Are you
punking me?
Right.
Which I would love to be unpunked, but they don't have that anymore.
I know. We should make a new one.
Uh-oh.
And he punked.
That actually, yeah.
Don't steal it.
Well, we have to at least do some sort of.
All right.
Yeah. Shark Tank, I'll pitch it. I study that show so much.
Wasn't A-Rod just on there?
He was. He was one of the celebrity guest judges.
And I heard he was like interested in some kind of protein.
New season.
So
it was
whatever?
actually
Or is
like
that
a shaker
Oh.
or a protein. what's it? Not like a water bottle,
Like
but
a
it's
shaker, yeah, shaker's
yeah.
the word, yeah.
Did
And
you
it
wanna-
was.
It's just funny that, you know,
Yeah.
it was, you know.
Did you want to hear my?
Well, you know,
great idea I had?
A-Rod, accusations. You know.
When I was in high school, I came up with this.
Hey, tell
incredible-
Jennifer I said hello.
Incredible game.
Uh-oh.
I was in high
Was
school.
it Light the Fire?
I was in 9th grade. Yeah. No.
I was ready for that to be brought up.
It was underwater chess.
Water chess?
Underwater chess, and you only have the amount of time you could say hold your breath to make your move.
And then you get those people that can like hold their breath for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was a bad idea, but it was the only idea I ever came up with.
Did you ever watch speed
Just kidding.
chess? Like someone like when they like hit
Oh,
the...
yeah, I've seen that.
But wouldn't it be cool to have a game that like sunk to the bottom of the pool that you had to like
We
go
used
down
to have
and play?
like you would throw
The
like
sandbars,
sticks.
yeah.
And then like the blue one would be the biggest point value because it blended in with the bottom of the pool.
You couldn't see it. I loved that game. I would go find pennies. I would make my dad throw pennies in the pool.
Okay, that's a fountain, and that's illegal.
And that's why I would get arrested all the time.
All right, so tell us about this this event coming up.
Well, real
Yes.
quick.
Yeah,
So
sure. I know you wanted
So
to...
no, it has to do with this.
Okay.
So
I feel I cannot go any further until I say to you, who do people tell you look like?
you tell me who they tell me I
No,
look like.
because sometimes people take offense to
No,
it, and
no.
I mean it as like the
Go
biggest
for
compliment.
it. Go for it.
Okay, viewers, let me know if I'm like correct, but it has to be Joey Fatone.
That's the one.
right.
It's like 180 times now.
I can interview you and we can say it was Joey Fatone.
I had a girl in Wilkes-Barre in a bar believing that I was Joey Fatone. I had girls in Ocean City,
Well, what were
Maryland.
you doing to make her believe that?
Nothing. I was drinking.
Oh, and you were like, "Hey, drinks on NSYNC." No.
I was also in Ocean City, Maryland, and girls thought that I was Joey Fatone.
Can you wear for? Oh my gosh! Can we for the Halloween week? Can you wear the white? Wait, is Joey Fatone Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
NSYNC.
Yeah,
Fucking-
they wore the. No, that was Backstreet Boys. Damn it!
Joey Fatone
So,
was
yeah.
always like a
So don't wear the white.
And then we were in
suit.
Atlantic
the
City.
puka shell
That would be
necklace,
confusing.
right? Like.
So we were in
Yeah.
Atlantic City one time, and we actually were like walking to the casino, and Joey Fatone walked past us.
No shit.
And
Yeah.
he was like,
Did you stop
mirror.
No, Amanda's like, I think that was Joey Fatone. I'm like, no way. I'm Joey Fatone.
Yeah.
He's on the mind. My mom and I watch a lot of Family Feud, and one of the seasons he was like the announcer that said, "Now introducing Family Feud."
Right. Yes.
He's like, "I'm Joey Fatone."
Yeah.
So it's in my mind right now. But I'm sorry
Yeah,
for
what was your
interrupting, but
question?
No,
I couldn't continue because I was like, "Am I being punched
It's
right
it's
now?"
really funny though. But so I see this flyer here, and
Here, I brought one for each of you.
All right.
Gifts.
Thank
Oprah.
you.
Oprah.
so I look at where it is, and like I'm just like, if this is a room full of people smiling, that's fucking creepy.
Uh-oh.
Can you imagine
I guess
that?
this isn't a family show. Does Gerard bleep out?
No.
No.
This is for family.
Do you?
If the beer drinking didn't give that away.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd walk in and it's just gonna be people like this?
No, it's like just stand around.
So the Wilkes-Barre Township Fire
So
Hall
tell us, yeah.
at 150 Watson Street, we're going to be having the first annual Smile Day. And it's in partnership with Wilkes-Barre Township.
Which you can't do, by the way. I had to call you out.
I can't do
It
what?
drives me bonkers.
What?
First
What?
annual.
First,
Can't do it.
you know what?
Not
that,
possible.
That is an addition that people
'Cause
at
first and
council
annual-
meetings.
Cancel each other out. Well, you can't have a
You
first
know,
annual.
thank you so
Can you?
much, everyone, for viewing. Have a wonderful evening. Okay, well, okay.
So, well, I had to be
I
negative.
don't know what
I
to
had
say. It
be-
is negative. And see,
No,
look,
no,
we're
no.
still smiling.
No.
That's actually something that has been talked about at council meetings about calling it the first annual. So that is an adage to Mayor Carl Kern. So we'll
Take it up
talk.
with
We'll
him.
say the first Smile Day.
The inaugural.
Inaugural, that's the word.
Whoa, that's a trigger word. That really is. That right. Like when you said manifested before, that's a trigger word. That's like whoa.
First inaugural.
Yes,
No.
and
Why? What's wrong with
Just-
inaugural?
yeah, because if a president
that
is
word, just the word.
if
No,
a
no.
president is inaugurated twice, it would be like his second inauguration, or the first, right? Or the first.
Can you only be inaugurated once?
That's a good. Mr. Obama.
What does
if
it
you
all
are-
mean?
If you're listening, the Wilkes-Barre Township Fire Hall is actually an area that is like more of a grand ballroom with a dance floor and a carpeted area for seating, and a smaller room that is about half the size of that. And the bigger room has.
Is it gonna be outside at all?
It is not.
Okay.
The stuff
I was
outside.
visualizing outside. I don't know why.
Allegedly, there's going to be 9 fire engines lined up on Watson Street. The fire hall is 150 Watson Street, just for the visual of when people come. And if kids or adults or grandparents or infants want to climb atop the fire trucks and take pictures and sound the alarms and go in the police vehicles, they can do that outside.
You see me like
But-
driving down the
Well,
street and one like,
Uh-oh, watch out. If you see Brittany, wave to her.
I'm just kind of a rebel.
Yeah. But the hope is that people in these rooms will be smiling at the various free games.
It'll be a fun party.
Bingo, a duck pond,
Duck
pumpkin painting, a dice game, a ring toss, and free food. So people may not be smiling like
the creepy way that you're imagining.
But again, hey, if that's how they smile, that's how they smile, and
Well,
who
it's
are
not-
we
it's
to
not-
judge?
It's not so much how people would smile. It would, like I was just imagining people in a room not talking, just smiling.
Well, I hope they're talking.
That
You
would be
can talk
creepy,
when
right?
you smile, right?
That's like, it reminds me of like the Stepford Wives, and they're just like,
Like mannequins, just smiling at
Or
you.
like Joker releasing laughing gas. And
Yeah,
everybody's
yes.
got like a permanent
That's
smile.
that's
on.
it. Right there.
Uh-oh. No one get ideas. There's this,
So yeah, we're in the laughing
Leave-
gas.
Yeah.
you see Johnny
Leave us
showing.
us.
yeah,
all
I'm
these
getting more and
horribly
more
sensitive
clear of
things.
where these negative poles of the area came through.
Johnny's behind it all.
Yeah.
Like,
That's actually a lot of, my mom and I watch a lot of Hallmark movies, and there's always like a blogger, and like the person that they're falling in love with bashes them online, but they don't know it, but they're falling in love, and then they find out in the
Right.
last 10 minutes.
I don't mean to point fingers, but if
I would have got away with it too.
Yeah.
it wasn't for your smiling.
According to the Johnny Enigma report,
Chris.
Oh dear.
Damn
cheers to that,
That's
everyone.
good.
Yes.
We have
Are
one more
people
beer,
still
right?
viewing?
Yes.
Do we still have?
Angelia Petrillo says,
my
what if your face is physically incapable of smiling? Are you still allowed?
You smile with your eyes, and don't
It's
ever
Tyra
let
Banks.
anybody tell you
She
you
smiles,
cannot
says,
smile,
you can smile
with
with
your
your
eyes.
heart. You can smile with your words. You can smile with your actions. That's the biggest thing that
see?
you can do.
That's
Hold
what
the door
when I
for
tell
someone.
people when they're posing for photos or portraits. Just I say, smile with your eyes.
Yeah,
It overlooks your face.
I would love to be Tyra Banks.
I'm doing the creepiest stuff on this episode. I don't know why.
Well, I saw last week's
So
when
creepy.
you were all doing shots of what, Jaeger
Oh my
No,
gosh, we
that
had about.
was-
I
or
came
was-
in late
was
and
that
I
not
was
last
drinking
week?
Jack Daniels out of the bottle.
or Jack Daniels?
Maybe
That was with
Oh, yeah,
John
that was-
Phillips. We were
that
doing
was shots though.
together.
Yeah, the whiskey shots. That was
Yeah.
last week.
I was like
But
buzzed.
that was the
that
devil.
night.
The devil had the
Can I have
shots.
another one?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, what's the third one?
The third one is Susquehanna Brewing Company. Orange is the new ale.
Love it.
Oh, this
Like,
one's
I
great.
totally
Very
dig it.
good.
It's-
Very
I've
good.
had this one before. This one's
Did
very
we have
good.
this one on the show?
I don't think we've had it on the show.
I don't think so.
We've had it after the show.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking of?
At
Blood-
Beer
No, we
Boys.
didn't have blood orange.
Yeah.
I was thinking of blood orange.
So I'm assuming that's a play on words for Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
The
As
Netflix.
a lot of beers are named now. I think that's how a lot
Are
of
they?
people. Yeah. Well, I think that's
Because people
kind of
recognize
the key.
it initially.
Right. Exactly. Even if it's not tied in any
Thank you.
way, a lot of
Yeah.
people will pick up a beer based on its name. A lot of times, you know, if it's got
Yeah.
a creative or funny name.
Why's your couple fingered up?
Oh, is it?
That made someone smile.
I'm just a gross person, I guess.
Wash your hands, Brittany.
So yeah, hopefully people want to come down to the Smile Day.
My hands feel really hot.
First Smile Day /
this is
inaugural
good.
It's
Smile
definitely
Day
a
/
unique event.
annual
Yeah.
Smile Day.
/ not creepy at all.
And
Right.
it's
Johnny.
to mirror the sentiment that it's free to smile and it's free to share your smile with everyone. So Smile Day is absolutely free. The only thing that is optional that people may want to bring some money for is there is going to be a raffle that we have great prizes from lots of donors and sponsors. but everyone that comes through the door gets a free raffle ticket.
Open
so
bar, right?
Truly, there is a wine
Just kidding.
basket donated.
There you go.
Yes, it is 11 in the morning. It begins. So, and the police department will be there. But we have
Oh, they know me. No, I'm just kidding.
travel package from First Class Travel, Malacari's Delis and Produce, donated pumpkins for the pumpkin painting, Mart's Trailways.
I'll be there taking photos.
Yes, and Brittany Boot Photography is going to be our official event
like on
photographer.
Oprah.
Yeah. That's the glass.
cup is
That's
broke.
how you break the glass. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I can't
You get
wait.
a photo. And
And
you get a photo.
photo.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
Smile. I'll be telling people to smile. all
Chesla
day.
Ann says
That's my
that
sister.
everyone should sing an NSYNC song.
Oh, good
which
idea,
one?
Chess.
I don't know any, so
A sing-song?
Is it Bye Bye Bye? Is that
Tearing
one?
up my
Oh, an
heart
NSYNC.
when I'm with you.
Is that?
And
hold
when
on.
we are apart,
Oh.
I feel it too.
That's not.
Oh my God.
Is that Backstreet Boys? I get them mixed
Okay,
How
up.
she
dare you
started it.
offend me?
I'm not.
I'm offended.
Is that Backstreet Boys?
You
Yes.
might be something.
I don't know an NSYNC
Oh,
song.
that's that same song.
I know Bye
It's
Bye
tearing-
Bye.
No,
Bye Bye Bye.
NSYNC is tearing up my heart.
Is it?
Yeah, because remember that's when they slid on
Yeah.
their knees.
And then they went like this.
Hold on, we have
that's
we have the
no
technology.
strings attached.
Wait.
when they
yeah.
were puppets.
Yeah.
And Bye Bye Bye, but I don't think that was No Strings Attached album.
I was just thinking like of a Justin Timberlake song though.
Um,
Cry me a river.
oh, cry me a river.
You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. Sorry.
This
All
is
right.
Sorry.
well, this is turning into
You were
one of
right.
those late night shows.
You were right.
I knew
I
it.
apologize.
Tearing up my heart.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
Joey,
know.
Joey over here thinks everything is.
I'm a fat drunk. What the fuck do you want from me?
That's your song, Joey Fatone, and he didn't even know it. No.
Feel the pain.
Did you ever see
With
Joey
or
Fatone on
without
Adult
you.
Swim?
Remember Justin's
No.
song, like
You
his
look
first
up.
song
Look up.
right
He was
after,
on
and it's like it
Robot
was about,
Chicken.
like,
He did a skit on there
candy
where he made fun of
or
himself.
something
He voiced
sweet.
I
like
just
a
can't think,
figure
not
of
think of him
himself.
anymore.
Oh
It's
my
really,
gosh.
really funny.
Missing you.
My
It's
sister
called
is
Joey
watching. She
Family.
loves her and her husband watch This Is
This makes
Us.
this makes for bad
I
radio.
never saw it. I really want to
Mandy.
see it. I just watched like a whole little info on it, so we're having a side convo.
You can't have side combos.
Side
No,
convo.
we
You can't have
we
side
don't do
chicks,
that.
no side combos.
Okay, but you guys were like having a side combo.
I saw this
right?
funny meme that was like about
were.
side chicks, and the boyfriend goes, "My only side chicks are your multiple personalities." I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Chesla thinks you should be singing.
Was
Yeah,
Joey
I can't sing. I
Don't
like
dis-
I can't actually.
Amanda,
sing
I
in real
disappoint you every day.
This is the
It's been
group.
9 years of disappointment.
life.
What NC
Jonathan
member
Edwards
left?
wants to know what makes you guys smile.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the medium, John Edwards,
Yeah, we should ask. him
crossing
something.
over with John Edwards.
I
John.
I had a
No.
friend in high school named John Edwards. He was a pitcher on my little league team.
Is that him?
I don't know.
No.
I doubt it.
So what makes you smile?
I told you in the very beginning. You weren't
Oh,
even paying
beer.
attention.
Got it.
Okay, so sometimes we recycle questions. This is
All
an
right.
See, he
hour-long
smiled.
talk
I said
show.
beer,
Yes,
he
right.
smiled.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
know.
you got to go for the easy answer.
What's easy?
My wife.
My wife.
My soon-to-be child.
Yes. you gotta-
Life.
You soon to be
Great.
baby mama.
But,
Are you-
I mean, other than that, you know, comics or anything comic related, you know, I like geeking out and watching,
That's what makes
you know,
you
nerdy
smile.
shows and stuff. So yeah, I usually smile like a little kid through all that kind of stuff.
Do you read mangas?
I don't read manga, but I read mostly Marvel comics. So you know the movies and stuff like that have been cool to see. You know, something that I grew up with turn into these big blockbusters and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Super.
What about you?
So many things make me smile.
Oh,
My friends and family.
of course.
My
Well,
work.
what do you like to do with them?
I just honestly, we just like hang out and bullshit, and like that makes me smile. My boyfriend makes me smile like all day, even just like randomly texting. Sorry, Joe, I know you hate that. I'm always like calling him out.
I'm sure.
And
he
honestly,
loves it.
my work makes me smile. Like I smile every single day at my studio. Like I'll be going through editing a picture of like a little kid, and literally I have it's just, like I look like so silly in there by myself, like literally smiling, like going through the photos. So like everything, my friends, my family, and my work.
And those are all great things to smile about. And,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, music.
I know, Mr. Radio over here. What's like your go-to song right now? Like if I said, let's play a song right now.
That would make you
what would
smile.
you play?
Well, I mean, it's not like a radio hit by any means, but anything by Pete Yorn.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Huge Pete Yorn fan.
Maybe he's watching. We can send this over to him.
Pete, if you're watching, let's hang out, please.
You never,
And sing him
you
songs.
never know with social media.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, I name dropped John Quinones before. It's my dream to be on that show. What
Does
would you
making
do?
other people smile make you smile?
I have definitely found.
Sorry, that was like mind-blowing.
You know what? Instantly, what makes me smile is this third beer has actually been my favorite.
You're on Johnny's level.
It is
now.
actually my favorite of the three.
Yeah.
But I truly have found, and although people may say it's a cheesy answer, but I have found my smile with finding out what makes other people smile. And, you know, some days, I mean, everyone is human. You're not going to want to be a happy-go-lucky, bubbly person. Yeah. And even if you have to make a cheesy smile or do something that is forced, I mean, just there's something inherently in us that if you make, I mean, even the word smile, just saying the word smile.
There's a
like,
quote, smiling makes you happy.
And it makes you smile, kind of, when you say
smiling
the
makes
word.
you happy. Like, if you sit there and you're sad and you smile, you can almost kind of just be happy for a moment just because you're physically doing it.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
I don't know if it's like the endorphins or
Yeah.
the chemical makeup of our bodies, but I have definitely smiled so much in the last year and a half of having the Smile mission, NYC Smile for me, and asking that question, 4 words to everyone I meet, what makes you smile, has allowed me to also share my smile. If you watch any of my videos on YouTube, I end up always talking about too what makes me smile in response to their smile. So I try to add a personal touch. If you know, you were to say beer, then I would talk about how my brother used to work at not Victory Pick, that's a Flying Dog. I always get them confused because they're like double name, right? Flying Dog, Dogfish Head, Dogfish Head.
Yeah, well, there's Flying Dog. There's
there's a
Dogfish Head. There's Flying Fish. There's
there's a lot
so
of
many.
them that
You know,
are
so then
pretty
I would
close.
try to bring something of in my life that makes me smile about the things that you smile. And you know, you said friends and family, so I would follow that up with
people. I think for me, it's people. People make me smile.
Yeah.
If I could like take all my answers into one thing, and I feel like it would be people.
people. You know, one time I was in an interview very early on. It's always, you never know how much time you're going to get with people, and to get my pitch in enough time, because knowing these celebrities don't have a lot of time to be with you, I had once asked and phrased my question I only asked one question, and it's what makes you smile. They took that as they need to answer in 4 words, because I kept on emphasizing it's a 4-word question.
Yeah.
So they were like, people doing good things. And then I said, no, it's like, it can be as many words as you want.
That's what I did.
My question is 4 words. It doesn't have to be a 4-word
Right.
answer.
Well, why don't you ask our award-winning viewers what makes them smile, so they can kind of...
I would love, and we see lots of comments going through. I cannot wait to view this back to see who's been commenting. But really, what makes you smile? And people sometimes think that it is a simple question, and of course you're going to think of something instantly. You know, the go-to answer of people when I say what makes you smile is friends or family or my dog or my iguana or pet. But once they maybe take a second to digest the question, they realize that, wow, that may be a little harder than I initially thought of a question.
Sure.
Because we're not wanting just the one-word answer. We want the explanation that goes with it, and to kind of develop more of a response. So what makes you guys smile? This beer is definitely made. What's the name of this third one?
Orange is the new ale.
311 makes Tim Nesta smile.
That was clever.
That was clever,
That
because
was
we're
clever.
giving away those 311 tickets. We might as well do that
Ryan
now,
keeps
actually.
kicking me off the video.
If anybody wants those tickets, you better comment. And
Wait,
let
can
us
I
know that
enter?
you
No, I'm
want
kidding.
them.
I honestly love 311.
Well, actually, we will be giving a few more away this coming Tuesday at our next open mic at the V Spot in Scranton. So starting at 7, we're going to about 11 or so. So if you want to come down, you'll have even more chances to win. There's also an image right now, if you scroll down on our Facebook feed, There's an image of 311. If you like, comment, and share on that, that's also an entry to win as well. But we're giving 2 pairs away right now.
Brittany
So
will tell
if
you the
anybody
wrong
wants
name, but
Yeah,
Right.
give it a shot.
And then what, the show is-
I have up a lot. I was oh God.
The
I
show
have
is
up a
next
lot of the
Thursday,
show.
right?
next Thursday.
Yeah, in
Sorry.
Bethlehem, Sands.
Yes,
right?
Sands Bethlehem Event Center. Ashley Lynn Bowen actually had a very good comment. She says, smiling is the second best medicine to laughing.
Oh,
It's true.
Yeah, that's another
was very
combo
good.
platter.
There you go.
How about if we all laugh? No. Ashley, right? Thank you for answering that question. I'm honored that you answered that via social media in this medium. Thank you.
She said, regarding what makes her smile, she says, my amazing son, my soon-to-be husband, and my mother's sobriety she's worked so hard to maintain.
That is a super great thing, and I think whenever someone has any sort of personal victory, it doesn't need to be something that is huge in terms of, winning a Nobel Peace Prize. It could be something that, well, maybe I vacuum the living room every 2 days now instead of never. Congratulations.
I'm no longer a pig.
Killing it.
Yeah. Congratulations to her. That's a job well done. That's
Lindsay
super.
Noel says hi. Lindsay, what makes you smile?
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. All kinds of comments on
So,
here.
let's. Want to give away those tickets? We'll pick a name here. Teresa Lynn says, realizing that I'm living in the moment, perhaps at a 311 concert.
We're
That's
getting lots
clever
of
too.
responses.
Well, how about we live in that moment this Saturday at the Wilkes-Barre Township Fire Hall
There
first
you go. Yes.
for the first Smile Day or annual Smile Day or inaugural Smile Day at 150 Watson Street. Free games, free food, fun prizes, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And come enjoy each other's companies.
Bring-
Open to
bring the
all,
whole family.
residents, non-residents.
No open bar.
everyone. No, well, the police department will be there manning the duck pond. So if you get it past them, great. If not, see Brittany, because it seems like she's concocting something.
I got something in my sleeve.
Get your picture taken for Brittany before she's arrested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brittany
and
Booth
dragged
photography.
I'm really good at being arrested.
Oh my
I'm very
gosh.
polite when I'm arrested. I
Have
really
you
am.
been arrested before?
Oh my gosh.
She's
I
like,
got arrested when
I got
I
a whole
was
rap
17 once because I took a boot off my car. And
But it's my name.
Exactly, right?
yeah, they put a boot on my car because of parking tickets. I took it off. And they,
How
like,
did you
freaked
take it
out.
off?
I deflated my tire. Don't try this at home.
Oh my.
I deflated my tire and took it off, and they put in the newspaper, "Boot woman steals boot." I just got such a kick out of it. But yes, I've been arrested. Like for
That's funny.
And since then, it's all been,
uphill.
yeah, shooting to the top.
I was a little bit of a rebel, but like in fun ways. Like I would go swimming in the town pool, like in the middle of the night. You know, stuff like that.
I've never been in a town pool. I don't think.
No, I've never been legally in a town pool.
And that's why you were arrested.
Not guilty. I got not guilty though.
So we'll give those tickets away to those 2 people who made the 311 comments. Tim Nesta, Armbruster, you will be going, and Teresa Lynn as well. We'll give you the tickets. So you'll have a pair of 2 tickets. Waiting for you at the box office under your names. If those are not your names,
Yeah, I think that's a hashtag fake name.
yeah.
'Cause,
Then,
Tim Nesta Armbruster.
just send me an email. Let me know what your real name is, or I'll send you a message and on Facebook.
I hope
here.
they're their real
And
names.
some people don't like to put their last name on Facebook. I totally understand that.
And if any viewers are watching this now that are going to come to Smile Day this Saturday at the Wilkes-Barre Township Fire Hall, the first person that comes to me and says, "Hey, I watched you being interviewed by Northeastern PA's Elite on NEPA Scene," will get 25 free raffle tickets for
yeah.
our raffle drawing.
Okay, that's pretty
Oprah
cool.
Scream.
So find me there. Hopefully I look the same.
That's a good deal.
I'm this tall.
He's pretty tall.
I don't know if the couch is deceiving. I will not be holding a beer, but come find me for your tickets.
That makes me sad.
And they-
Well, that's for after. You can
Right.
you can go smile at the bar after.
I'm having my baby shower on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
At the fire hall.
That's fine. Surprise!
Yeah.
Thanks for throwing me a party.
You start opening up all the gift baskets, the raffles.
It's a display.
It's a display
So guys, the
show.
is
baby
my
shower is
display
not
shower.
really at the fire hall. But maybe, yeah, folks that aren't attending that can come over to Smile Day.
We have a few more people who have said theirs as well. Chesla says, my family and friends, of course, but in the fall, drinking a cup of hot tea in the morning before work. When the screen door is open and I could feel the crisp autumn air.
It's the simple pleasures,
that's
and that was very
poetic.
poetic.
You know,
It's the
my
simple
sister loves everything pumpkin. And this orange is the new orange is the new ale. Chess, we're going to have to go to Beer Boys on North Washington and get some of
72
this.
beers on tap.
Absolutely.
Well, this is going to be the most important that night because this
Yes.
is wonderful, and I mean, it has
It
hints
is very
of pumpkin.
good. Every
in
beer
it.
tonight was delicious.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
SPC kills it to begin with, but the stuff they've been putting out lately, I think, is even better. Especially
Yeah.
Orange is the New Ale has been very popular in the area. It's
And-
just getting distributed now. It was mostly at their brewery,
Yeah.
but
And Beer Boys is always like on the forefront of like having that stuff.
right. I think
available,
they had it pretty
so,
much
yeah.
before anybody else did, for the
Yeah.
most part.
I don't think people really recognize 72 beers on top. That's
That
a
is
lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, and it's like it's not. I don't want to say it's a college bar by any means because it's more than that now. It used to be a college bar, but it's
Sure.
so much more than that now. But it's by a college, and to be able to really pump through that amount of beer is
And it's a
pretty
good
special.
way if you're getting into craft beer, you just want you're a craft beer guy and you want to just sample a few things.
Yeah, you can do
know.
flights, sample flights, and they have 10 ounces and whatever. It's good.
And very knowledgeable
It's very
staff
good.
there as well.
I really like this one.
I do as well.
I'm glad we ended with this one.
Yeah, same. I'm glad we started with the Ghirardelli.
Chocolate.
Ghirardelli.
Everything begins with chocolate.
It does in this life.
I don't know why I said that because it doesn't make sense. But, but see, if you say something with confidence,
People believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Next time I go in an elevator and it's like in the doldrums,
I've
I'm
been
gonna
eating
say,
chocolate all day, and it's
I'm
amazing.
beginning to think that Angelia just has resting bitch face.
Oh, who's Angelia?
Is that her name?
She's a comedian. She's
Yeah,
been
she'll
on the
appreciate
show
that,
before.
yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
hi,
I didn't get
Angelia.
to meet her.
Nice to virtually meet you.
She's the one that, like, if you can't smile, can you still come? And now she just said, a lot of things make me feel like I could smile, but my face won't comply.
Hey, I get it. Kim Kardashian is a big proponent. She doesn't smile in pictures because she doesn't want, the crow's feet or the wrinkle line. So I'm not sure the reason why maybe you don't want to physically smile. But hey, if you're thinking about it, that's still smiling.
She's bullshitting because I've seen her.
I am too.
I see her smile and laugh at every open mic we've done. So, in fact, just last night, as a matter of fact. Teresa also says that she's running a benefit for a friend that passed away, but I will be smiling there and making 600 others smile as well.
Oh my gosh, Teresa,
So-
that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Sorry for your loss, but that's great that you were able to take something negative and turn it into a positive.
I hope we're still using the term AF when you're 87.
Yeah, I like that term.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered, right? To add some religion.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, let's wrap up. I think that's about all. We got
Honestly,
through
guys,
pretty
thank
much
you
most
so
of the
much.
comments.
Yeah, it was
For
really
having
fun.
me
This
today.
was a fun one.
Absolutely, yeah. This was cool. It was nice to kind of not do something. We've done some heavy topics, and
It's time to smile.
yeah, it's nice to do something nice and positive for once.
And this is, again, for everyone viewing at home or that's going to view this afterwards, there's lots of moving parts behind the scenes. So we have the great people at Cult Creative here and their
Yeah.
team making sure all the camera angles are good. And am I on a close up now? Do I have to,
Have makeup come in real quick.
Yeah. I put chapstick on before this. Burt's Bees. But it was truly an honor, and I hope that people watching want to head down to Smile Day, all of it is online under Smile Day. There's an event on Facebook.
October 21st, we'll have all the information as well on the site and underneath this as well. So go check it out, and thank you for being on. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you
It was a
so
lot of
much.
fun.
I really appreciate it. Really, it was fun.
Have a good night, everybody. We will see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Smile.
Wednesday,
Smile!
It made you smile. That's all. that
It did.
matters.
Yeah. Now we have to do bye, bye, bye.
Bye
There you
bye.
go.
Right?